नमः समयसाराय स्वानुभूत्या चकासते चित्स्वभावाय भावाय सर्वभावान्तरच्छिदे। I bow to the purest soul, absolutely free from the karmic matter, whose attribute is consciousness, that can only be known and revealed by the self to the self. That is all-knowing, which means it knows all the living and non-living substances of the universe at once, in their totality. I bow to the Absolute Soul, to the God Soul. Today, we will focus on the following factual statement. What is found in association with a thing need not necessarily be identical to its true nature. Let us take a few examples from our surroundings to understand it better. Look around. A child, despite taking birth through his parents and carrying their genes in him, has his own individual persona. Just like the gold in mines mixed with the other minerals and soil has its own identity. Like whenever we see smoke, we assume that fire is around. We know that fire can cause it, but it is different from smoke. In these examples, we notice that the child can be identical to his parents, but is different from them. Similarly, the gold, until mixed with the soil, etc., seems identical to them but keeps its purity intact in the muddy surroundings. And through suitable methods of segregation, it can be separated, and its pure form can be attained. Despite the smoke and fire seeming identical, they are totally different. Our teacher Kundakundacharya says next, the all-knowing masters convey that all types of karma are material in nature. Hence, even the suffering, which is the effect of karmic fruition, is material too. Now comes the query, how are the examples of child, gold and smoke related to this teaching? Our Guru clearly says that suffering appears identical to the soul, and it seems the soul is getting hurt. But when we understand the nature of the consciousness, we observe that in the absolute sense, the soul does not come under the doership of generating cause and enduring its effect. When we compare our routine life with today's teachings, we will see that we say, I did this, I achieved that, I am bored, I am sad, I love food, I am angry, etc. But getting the gist of soul science, we realize that the worldly I belongs to our ego self. Our real essence is much divine, blissful, powerful, and knowledgeable. When we start seeing things through this perspective, the action and its result, the cause and its effect, both begin to fall into the category of the same substance, which is contrary to the nature of the soul. For example, his acting in the form of movies stays available on screen even after a renowned film star dies. Now observe that all his work, his dialogues, his acting skills, his way of executing a specific scene, everything falls into the ambit of sensory perception. And we know that everything that can be observed through the senses is physical and belongs to the material world. It means his dialogues can be heard through the sense of ear, his acting that can be seen through the sense of eyes, and the emotions that he portrays through his acting skills that make us emotional belong to the sense of mind. We have been discussing that the consciousness, the soul, is beyond sensory perception and can only be known by self-experience. Hence, it is proven that what we see on screen after his death is his karma and not him. This way, whatever we do throughout our lives falls under the subject matter of karma. Our birth is a form of karma because it is an effect of a cause we generated back in time. Inevitably, birth becomes the cause, the effect of which is death forth in time. Hope it makes sense to you. We find a query in our mind. If the soul is known by the self to the self, why are we studying this complex text? In answer to that, I would say that there are answers to all the questions that seem unanswered. By studying Samay Sar, we are getting to know those answers, which will help us lead a more spiritual life and prepare us to deal with the adversities of life better. Okay, now let us move ahead towards the quick key takeaways from today's teaching. 1. While living our lives, at some point we get so much indulged in our possessions that they appear to be our extensions only. Despite knowing that not only are material possessions temporary, but our connection with each living being is impermanent too. By studying the teachings of ancient Indian thinkers, we now know where to find solitude in a time of need. Second teaching from today's learning. I hope you remember the third episode of Soul Science where we discussed the two approaches to getting to know the ultimate purpose of knowledge. Here we are talking about that. We talk, live our lives, earn money, and do everything for practical purposes, through practical means. For example, we need to use words to express, communicate, and survive in this world. On the other hand, understanding the absolute is a matter of realization. As soon as we try to describe the absolute, it becomes practical. While studying this text, we are traveling from the world of practicality to the absolute. Third teaching from today's learning. Studying this text makes us independent. By understanding the gist of these teachings, we conclude that there are two eyes on their parallel journeys. One is the pure soul and the other is the physicality, which falls under the ambit of sensory perception, but which is the temporary manifestation of that pure soul. Let us now move towards the last section of our lecture, meditation. Inhale and exhale a few times to loosen your muscles. Relax each atom of your body. Focus your attention on the stream of life that is flowing within and ponder. I am not the only one dealing with restlessness. Countless fellow travelers feel the same way. There is no such question, answer to which is not available. Those which cannot be found outbound are meant to be found inbound. By knowing the teachings of Samay Sar, I prepare myself to be the efficient container in which the tea of the right knowledge can be poured. I choose to know the difference between consciousness and matter. I choose to believe that I am the purest soul. The happenings in my life, relationships, possessions, emotions, fear, and even these words are meant to take me towards my real essence. I perform karma, I feel, I live in this world as a medium. The real me is beyond doership. The real me is divine, blissful, and all knowledgeable. You may now open your eyes. Friends, I know that there are some queries which bother you about this text. And believe me, in future episodes, all your doubts will be cleared as we move forward and we will move towards next chapters of the soul science. Thank you so much. See you soon. Take care. Goodbye.